आप अपने आप पे ध्यान ही नहीं दे पा रहे हो because we don't have time, because of the lives that we are living in. What are the type of thoughts that you have? Do you feel fulfilled? Do you feel like, I've achieved everything? We are easily able to connect with anybody who we want. Like suddenly I keep questioning myself, make it work the way you want to make it work. Everything in this universe is energy. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the podcast Beyond the Pale, your journey to self-transformation. So this episode is specifically for my women tribe, for my strong ladies out there. This channel, this podcast, in fact my Instagram channel, my Facebook page, everything is dedicated to empowering women emotionally, physically, mentally, in any way possible. My mission in being a creator is to be able to empower women, uplift women, inspire women, become the best versions of themselves. Today's episode is very specific to that, which is 7 signs if you are a strong-headed woman or not. So if you are interested in knowing what does it take to be a strong-headed woman, you might want to keep watching. Let's get started. Sign number 1 of a strong-headed woman is that you are strong to your ground. What does that mean is you are an opinionated woman. Yes, you consider other people's opinion. That doesn't mean that you disregard your own. So a strong-headed woman would very much voice their opinions wherever it's needed. Now, an important disclaimer in this sign is that it's important to know the places, know the events where your opinions are not needed. Hence, you do not want to waste your energy on that. Strong-headed women would know what the right opportunity is, what the right places to put out their opinions where they know the impact will be the maximum. You do not want to get too nosy everywhere where it's not required. So strong-headed woman needs to know that yes, they stand on their grounds. Yes, they stand to whatever they believe in, but they need to know where their place is. By that what I mean, and if there is some discussion going on, there is a topic which you maybe do not have a lot of information about, like for example, I'll take my example. Throughout this episode there is a discussion going on which I don't have a lot of information about, and my opinion in that, even if someone has asked me, does not really add any weightage, add any benefit to the discussion. I would keep myself away from that discussion as opposed to just talking gibberish and just talking for the sake of talking. So I will definitely put my opinion in places where it will make value, where it will make sense. So obviously wherein I am expected to, but wherein some people do try to lower my voice, do try to suppress what my thoughts are. In there, if I feel there is a need, I will speak up, and in places where it's not required, I will maintain my distance. So if you are a strong-headed woman, you will be able to resonate with that trait of yourself, that your opinion matters, your voice matters. It matters where it should matter. It doesn't need to matter in every discussion happening around the world. If you don't know about anything, just keeping quiet would be okay. And it's okay if you don't know, because I've seen a lot of women struggling in this area specifically. Either they are so opinionated that they will put their opinions in every damn thing out there, every discussion happening where it's not required at all. So you have to be very mindful of balancing this out on where you want to be strong-headed, where you want to put out your points, and where it's not needed. But if you are a strong-headed woman, you will make sure that where it's needed, you are putting your opinions forward. You are not fearing the judgments of other people. Like, it doesn't matter what other people think of you. If you think you are right, if you think you have ample information, do not hesitate to put that point forward. That is really important. You do not want to come out as a woman who's just talking for the sake of talking. You want to come out as a woman who knows what she's talking. And if you know what you're talking, if you believe in what you're talking, if you stand your ground, that is when other people are going to start believing in you. That is when your points are going to be taken seriously and into consideration, because you know your shit, because you know what you're talking about, and that's your forte, and you're not going to let anybody else impose their thought process on that. So it's really important for a strong-headed woman to put out their point, to stand their ground, because you are going to be the source of inspiration for so many young girls out there. So this is a very first, very important sign that a strong-headed woman has, that is standing to the ground. Sign number 2 is that a strong headed woman is usually very self motivated. What does that mean is that a lot of times, what we have all seen growing up is that women usually tend to find validations in other people's thoughts. Like, if someone says that I should do it, then I will do it. If someone thinks this is right, then I will do it. That is not a sign of a strong headed woman. If you want to be one, you need to motivate yourself. You need to know what you want, which is good for you and your family, and take decisions. So, being self motivated is very, very important. We cannot, throughout our lives, rely on other people, especially the men in our lives, to take decisions for us. We need to educate ourselves in what's really good for us. What is the goal in my life? What am I trying to achieve? Yes, we are very emotional. That means that is something that we are trying to achieve for our family, for our children. That's perfectly okay. But that is something that you are doing on your own. So being self-motivated and not relying on someone else to motivate you to do something in your life is very important. As an example, maybe if you are underweight or if you are overweight and there are other people's judgments around there that will always stay, ignore that. But you have reached a point in your life wherein you feel that I want to change it, but you just don't have the motivation within you to be able to take steps to either increase weight or decrease weight. So when there are people taunting you, or when maybe your spouse is making plans for you, maybe your brothers are making plan for you, whatever that is, some external person is making plan for you, then you get motivated, take the steps. And when they are not doing anything for you, then you are relaxed. So do not get into this habit of other people motivating you to achieve something in your life. You are the one who should be setting goals for your life. You are the one who should be taking the action for those goals. You do not need a third person's validation to take actions for those goals. This is again a very, very common thing that I've noticed in a lot of women out there, that they rely on other people to fulfill things that they want in their life. Don't do that. Don't. If you want to be a strong-headed woman, you need to know what you want in your life. Be laser focused. What is it that you want in your life? What is the end goal in your life? Obviously, goals keep changing. Obviously, goals keep iterating and evolving, because you as a person keep evolving. Person you're now is not the same as person you were 10 years ago or 5 years ago. Things that you want now are not the things that you wanted 5 years ago or 10 years ago. In fact, it will not be the same after 10 years as well. So we all evolve. There is no one goal that everybody is achieving, but start small. Have those goals for yourself. Start off with small habits. It's really important that we have goals in our lives so that we are feeling content and happy about it, and we are the ones who are motivating ourselves to achieve those goals. We are not relying on someone else to have us accomplish our goals. So my ladies, you have to be your biggest cheerleader and achieve those goals and motivate yourself whenever it's needed, because yes, we are not motivated at all times. I am not motivated at all times. Many days I don't want to record this video, but I know that I've gotten into this habit, this routine of posting consistently and doing things consistently, because motivation is fleeting, consistency stays. So you need to get into that habit, get into that goal setting mindset, motivate yourself to be able to do it. Have small successes, celebrate all those small wins, and you are automatically going to be motivated. My entire podcast, I talk a lot about the importance of habit setting, importance of reprogramming your mindset, the importance of goal setting, the importance of celebrating all these small wins, because all of these, when combined together as a package, is you as a package. Like, if you have all of these qualities within you, there is nothing stopping you from achieving anything that you want in your life. And then motivation is just a thing for you. It's fleeting. You are consistent. You're not motivated. You will become consistent, and that's how you will achieve whatever you want to achieve in your life. So for a strong-headed woman, it's very, very important that they motivate themselves. They don't need someone else to do it for them. Right? So that's sign number 2. Sign number 3 is you are resilient. What does that mean is, Now, obviously, in all of our lives, we will face challenges, we will face setbacks. Either you have goals in your life or you don't have goals in your life, you will face challenge nevertheless. So, what do you do in those scenarios? You need to be really strong. Whenever life throws curveballs at you, you need to come back stronger. So when was the last time, what is just now, pause this video for a moment and think, when was the last time you were faced with a challenge and what did you do to come out of it? Did you just run away from it? Or did you sit there and face the challenge and try to find a solution to it? Even if you didn't find a solution to it, did you sit there and absorb whatever was happening and then gave yourself that time to slowly come out of it? What did you do? So that resilience is very, very important. Any strong-headed woman or any strong-headed person that you might know, they would have, it's not safe to say that they have not faced any challenges in their life. They have faced thousands of challenges in their lives. They have learned to overcome those challenges. So if you want to be a strong-headed woman, you need to learn to accept the challenges. Everybody faces it. Yours are unique, definitely. My challenges are unique, definitely. But there are ways to handle it. If you have the right mindset to become resilient, to overcome any obstacle that comes your way, you are set up for success. All right. So it's very important, because that is a testament of your inner strength, the spirit that you have within you to bounce back stronger whenever there is a challenge, right? So it's very, very important that a strong-headed woman knows how to handle all the setbacks, knows how to build that resilience within themselves so that they are setting up themselves for success. There's nothing that can stop them. Okay, so that is sign number 3. Sign number 4 is you value your independence. What does that mean? Again, I think this sort of relates to point number 2, but this specifically means that you are enjoying your own company. A lot of times, I in fact have fallen in this trap before, wherein I used to not feel happy being alone. I always wanted someone else to be with me, to make me feel happy, to create memories, to just be there physically with someone else, because I was not enjoying my company. But when I changed that perspective, when I started enjoying my own company, doing things that I loved doing when I was alone in solitude, that was a game changer. For a strong-headed woman, it's very important that you are relying on yourself only. You enjoy that autonomy, you enjoy that independence, you enjoy your own company, because you know what to do with that time. Whenever you are alone, what do you do? Just think about it. What do you do? When I am alone, yes, a lot of times I do sleep, a lot of times I do binge watch Netflix, a lot of times I do my self-care, a lot of times I record these videos because I enjoy doing it. I make reels on social media. I take a lot of pictures. I do my manicure and pedicure and whatever. I do a lot of things which make me happy. I'm not relying on someone else to do things for me to make me happy. So I enjoy my independence. I enjoy my own company. For a strong-headed woman, why it's important is that because when in your life journey, there will be a lot of times that your loved ones are not going to be with you all the time. You are the only person who's going to be there with you till the end. So having that luxury to enjoy your own company is a game changer, guys, believe me. So invest in yourself, learn new things that time. You want to rejuvenate and relax, wonderful. Like a lot of times I just want to relax. There are a lot of weekends back to back wherein I don't do anything. I just sleep, I just binge watch, I just eat good food, that's all, and that's okay. But after that, once I am all charged up, I run behind my goals again. So enjoying your own company is very important. What do you do when you are alone? I think that's what you really need to think about. Like, do you enjoy your own company? Do you just waste your time on social media and not do anything productive at that time? Or do you do things that make you happy? Yes, social media could make you happy, but it's also making you lethargic. Like, you are constantly sitting for 2-3 hours in one place scrolling. It's impacting your eyesight. It's fogging your brain. You're not doing anything productive. Instead, try to go outside, go and cook a meal. Try doing that will make you happy. Go and try doing gardening, that will make you happy. Go and clean the house, that will make you happy, as opposed to sitting on a screen and just scrolling social media. In fact, even watching movies is better than social media in my opinion, because when you watch movies, there are a lot of emotions that get triggered. You might learn a few things. You might, your brain at least is not shut down. I think when we watch social media, brains are shut down. Like, it happens with me as well. When I continuously sitting for long hours, like, and when I get up, I'm like, where am I? Does that happen with you? So it's important what you do with your time when you've got that time alone. Are you using that to make yourself happy? Are you using that to do things that make you productive and content, or are you just wasting the time that you've got? Because if in those free hours you're only doing social media, suppose internet is not there, what are you going to do then? Like, you are in this case relying on social media to make you happy. So don't stick to just that. Now, social media is just an example. There could be other things which are not really good for you. You could utilize that time which you've got with yourself in doing something else which make you happy. So do not rely on other people. Learn to enjoy your company. A strong-headed woman, just look at history. Look at all those women that inspire you on TV or in social media that you're glued to. Do you think that when they get free time, what do you think they do? Right? They definitely are not scrolling social media for hours and hours. So just think about it. It's very important that you enjoy your own company, and it's going to do wonders for you. It did wonders for me. It's going to do wonders for you as well. I can assure it. So that is sign number 4. Now, sign number 5 is that you are assertive but not aggressive. I'm going to repeat it. You are assertive, not aggressive. What does that mean is that you as a woman knows how to communicate clearly on what your boundaries are. I've done a video before talking about healthy boundaries. You know how to set those boundaries. You know what you don't like. When I say boundaries, it's especially for the things that you don't like, things or people or situations which drain your energy. You want to keep away from them. So as a strong-headed woman, you know how to communicate things you don't like, how to communicate things that you like, and being very, very assertive with it. Reason I said not aggressive is because we do not always need to raise our voices or raise our, facial expressions. We don't need to be aggressive to say that. Like, it's completely normal to not like somebody. I don't like a lot of people. I have a handful of friends only. I don't talk with them. I just ignore them. And by time, they also don't care, to be honest. So it's okay. Like, our frequencies don't match. I don't want to be in a situation wherein my energy is drained. So I stay away from them. And that's okay. If you are someone, because in women especially, I've seen a lot of women, they feel bad. They feel that they have to make other people happy. But it's not the case. The only person you have to make happy is yourself. Now, you might be thinking she's selfish. No, that's not a selfish act. That is a self-love act. You can say other people in other situations that, look, I'm out of it. I'm not going to do this. I am not interested in it. I don't want to be part of this communication, this conversation. I don't want to be part of this event. I don't want to be part of this gathering. I just want to stay away from you. I think if you're able to communicate even a little bit, other people understand and they themselves try to distance. So be very, very assertive in communicating what you want that's good for you and your energy. Look at history again. Do you think all the strong-headed women, they are surrounded by people who have put negativities in their life? No. They are surrounded by people. Yes, there might be a handful for them which they cannot ignore for some reason, but yes, they don't like them for sure. But if you are assertive about communicating clearly what you want and what you don't want, it's a game changer. Don't sit there and shy away that other people will think bad. There's that Hindi quote, I don't remember, but it was something like, if you do something, they will be angry. If you don't do something, they will be angry. So better not to do it. Like, people are going to be angry anyhow. People are going to judge you anyhow. So do things that make you happy. Make sure you are communicating it very, very clearly, setting those boundaries, being assertive about it. Don't need to be aggressive. You know where aggression comes from? If you internally think that this is bad, but I'm still communicating. First, do that inner work. Change your inner dialogue that it's okay for me to say no to situations, and then your tone of assertiveness will come as opposed to aggression. I hope that makes sense, because just think about times wherein you've seen people being aggressive, or people who are aggressive and raise their tones or whatever their body language. It's because their mind and their this is not in sync. If you're in your mind, you think that it is okay for me to say no, and that's what you're communicating, your tone is going to be assertive. If in your mind you still think, oh shit, this person will feel bad, but okay, let me just try saying no to them, then during the conversation you might get into an aggressive tone as well. So first do that inner work as a woman, change that inner dialogue that it's okay, and you will get wonderful results. So that was the sign number 5. Now sign number 6, you are open to growth and learning. Now this is very important, guys. I've seen a lot of women specifically, they want to stay where they are. A lot of, I think people in general, they shy away from getting out of their comfort zone, learning new, interacting with people. Even I am guilty of, I don't interact with a lot of new people, but I'm definitely very invested in self-growth, learning new things, learning new tactics. Don't just stay stuck to where you currently are, because otherwise you're always going to stay stuck to where you are. If you want to reach somewhere, if you want to evolve as a human being, you have to learn. Why do people say that books are so amazing? I'm not saying that start reading books. Yes, obviously that's one thing that you could do, but what that implies is that the more you read, the more you are aware of other things, and the more you can adapt to those things. If you have just read, taking the book analogy, if you just read one book in your life, for you that is Bible, for you that is the only thing that you know. So it's like, that horse, what do we call that? So they're wearing that. Your vision is only till here. You have to expand that horizon. For that you have to learn. For that you have to grow as an individual. So never stop your learning. Based on whatever goals you have, based on wherever you want to go in your life, learn whatever you need to. Because if you don't learn, if today, yes, suppose you have one goal that you want to be a podcaster as an example. Today you know nothing about podcast, how to start it, what do I need, how to invite people, whatever. There are a lot of things about being a podcaster. If you don't learn that thing, how are you going to reach to that goal of yours? So it has to be evolving. For me, it's been almost 2 years that I'm making YouTube videos. Still, a lot of times when I'm making these videos, I learn a lot of new things from other creators out there. So the more you are open to learning, more growth will happen. So it's important. If you want to be that strong-headed woman, you need to be open to learning all throughout your life. I'm going to go back to the first point that I said, wherein make sure you are putting your point forward. For me, I believe knowledge is the strongest weapon. Any person who is knowledgeable on this planet is the smartest one, because more knowledge they have, more information that they can give out, and more authority they will be able to build, right? More strong-headed they will become, because whatever is coming out of your mouth is backed by information. It's not rubbish. Have you again heard that quote? People who learn a lot of things, people who are knowledgeable, they think they are stupid, whereas people who have not learned anything, they think they're the smartest people in the room. Why do we say that? Because if you've learned, maybe if you've, as an example, book analogy, read 10 books and there are 1,000 other books, you are still a fish in the pond, and that this will only happen if you start learning. For a person who's read just one book, their thought process is only till that, and they're like, oh, I have read one book, there's nothing more for me to learn. So they think they're the smartest because they don't know what's there outside in the learning horizon. So it's important for a strong-headed woman to back up and get all the information that they can get hands on, so that you are able to stand your points. And whatever signs I mentioned, I think knowledge is very, very important. So be open to learning, be open to growing as an individual. And now, last but not the least, sign number 7 is that you are true to yourself. You know who you are. Like for me individually, I know as an human being, what do I want? I know my self-worth. I will not let any person, any era out there coming and saying things to me. I know that I am the one who's going to protect my peace and my dignity and whatever. So it's very important for you as a woman, if you want to be a strong-headed woman, to believe in yourself. You, just you are really important. I think you have got to change your belief system first. If you believe in yourself, the world will follow. If you have that feeling of doubts within yourself, you will falter at some point, and other people will easily be able to convince you in their thought process, and you will lose your sense of self-worth. So your authenticity is something that's yours only. Keep that, hold to that, because that's going to take you far. Right, so I am going to end up the video here with that. I hope you can resonate with all of these 7 points, but do let me know via comments below on which of these signs can you resonate with. I'll put up a list here again for as a refresher on what those 7 signs of a strong-headed women are. So I hope this has benefited you. Do let me know which one of it is that you struggle with the most, and what is the definition of a strong-headed woman for you. I really want to know from you in the comments section. We ladies are super women. I truly believe that, and I am on a mission to empower you all to get there and just be your most confident version. It is going to do wonders. I think there is nothing like that. We are blessed. I think the only inner dialogue is what we need to change, and I am going to help you do that. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Do let me know via comments on your thoughts on which of these signs and what in general for you a strong-headed woman is, and who are the women that you look up to in your life. So comments, and if you've not done, do like and subscribe. See you until next week with another interesting topic. Bye bye.